that I know are well educated, but they're broke. And on the other hand, I know so many people who are not very well educated, who are extremely wealthy. So what does that mean? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Wealth Strategies to Value. I'm your host, Troy Shorts with Shorts and Associates. Today's episode, we are going to talk about things that you never learned in school, things that school will never, ever teach you. And the number one thing is I heard a quote that was pretty amazing. And the quote was from Albert Einstein. And what Albert Einstein said was, never confuse education with intelligence. Never confuse education with intelligence. That really got me thinking, and it made me think about school and all the things that we were never taught in school. So many people that I know are well educated, but they're broke. And on the other hand, I know so many people who are not very well educated, who are extremely wealthy. So what does that mean? To me, it means that there's probably some flaws in the school system. Something's not right here. Just because you're educated doesn't mean you're wealthy. And I talk to some pretty affluent people, some pretty educated people in my practice. And what I find is that they're doing a ton of things wrong with their money. And it's because they're a good student. Academia has trained us very well. They told us to report to school at 7:30 a.m. They told us to raise our hand. They told us to do our homework. They told us to, we had to ask when we could go to the bathroom. And our teachers give us extra credit for doing extra work. And when you think about it, once you finish school, you get a job. You work from 9 to 5. You have to ask permission to take a vacation, right? You have to ask permission from your boss or do extra credit to get a bonus from your boss. So it really makes you think we've been kind of, trained by the system, so to speak. And what I find that's a little alarming is they never teach us about taxes. They never teach us about debt, about the importance of credit. They don't educate us about how wealth really and truly works. And I have a son who is 24, and we have conversations about wealth and certain things that I share with him. He says, "Well, no, Dad, so and so said this," and I love being able to be kind of the devil's advocate. And one of the things we talked about was the importance or not importance of purchasing your first home. Well, many young people have been told that you're going to need 20% down payment to avoid PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. And the problem with that is the prices of homes are continually increasing. The other problem is the incomes that people are earning are not even close to keeping pace with the cost of the rising home prices. So a lot of young people are saving all their money, and they're chasing a number that's constantly moving. So it's okay to not put 20% down. The trade-off is I might have a higher payment right now. I'm in my house. I might have a little bit of a higher payment. But when rates are at 2.5%, refinance it later. I mean, it's okay. Save your money. Don't make the banks rich, right? And the problem is school never teaches this. So this is just a point that I wanted to bring out in our podcast today. And I also want to talk a little bit about savings. And basic budgeting says you should have a minimum of 6 months of your expenses in savings. That savings account is not to put and take. That account is to put and keep. What happens if you lose your job? Well, that 6 months of expenses is going to give you a bridge to pay your bills until you get your next job, right? I mean, think about 2020 with COVID. How many people lost their jobs? How many people went on unemployment? I mean, those numbers are astronomical. How many of us are in debt? Um, this credit card debt is serious, and you really have to make sure as a young person that you're not putting yourself in harm's way unintentionally. Credit card debt is not just the debt that you pay, because think about it. If you're paying 200, 300, or 400 a month, you've lost that $400, plus you've lost what that $400 could have grown to, or you could have earned on that $400. That's a very simple economic principle called lost opportunity cost. It means a dollar that leaves my hand and never comes back. I've lost the ability to save and invest that dollar for the rest of my life. So that $400 payment could be extremely expensive in your financial world. The other thing is, how many of us operate with a budget? Well, most people that I talk to don't. And when you're budgeting, you have to think about the things that you need and the things that you want. Those are two different things. We have to determine in our economy the things that we need and the things that we want. So what I explain to some of my clients is you should have a budget for both. What's the budget for the things I need? And what's the budget for the things that I want? So when things get out of balance, which they always do, it's going to bring you back to a safe zone where you're not going to be out of balance and then get yourself into trouble and have to use credit cards and then pay interest and then It goes on and on and on. All right. So listen, that's all we have for today's podcast. So I want you guys to like us on Facebook. I want you guys to subscribe to us on YouTube. And I'm telling you, it would really mean the world to me if you would subscribe and leave a like and a review. And please, please, please share these podcasts with people that you know, you love, and you trust. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.